Welcome back to Key Comics, guys. How's everybody's night going? And you know what today is? Today's actually my birthday. It's 12 o'clock midnight in Dallas, Texas. That means it's my birthday. Just turned 33 years old. I feel kind of old, but I wanted to show you my CGC book I got here. It's the first appearance of Spawn. I know they made a movie a while back in the early 90s. It didn't do very well, but if you think about it, in the early 90s, the technology wasn't as good as today, and the budget they had wasn't that much. But for the money they had, I think it did pretty well. Like I said, early 90s, movies were kind of cheesy a little bit. I wish Spawn was a little bit more darker, and CGI was way better. But I mean, it is what it is, and they are going to make a reboot of it. Supposedly Jamie Foxx is going to be playing Spawn. He's going to be the main character. It's not going to be Michael J. White from the past one. I don't know how it's going to be. Jamie Foxx is a good actor, but Spawn is a fighter. Michael J. White is a professional mixed martial artist. So I wish Jamie Foxx had some kind of martial arts training, but it is what it is. But let me show you this book, guys. Kiyoshi fans, let's get to it. Spawn number 1, 9.6 by Image Comics. 1992. Todd McFarlane did the cover, story, and art. First appearance of Spawn. Al Simmons is the character's name. It's not signed. It's a blue label, but it's almost a gem mint. 9.6. Almost got that 10, huh? So that's the front there. Awesome front. This is the back. And CGC case. You cannot beat CGC's case. Look how shiny that sucker is. I love the labels. I love the back. I love CGC's cases. You pay maybe a little extra, but you get your money's worth. CBCS is okay. I mean, they're stepping up on their cases, but they're not there yet with CGC. That's why they're second best. Okay, this is a Key Issue Comics, guys, because they made a movie about this guy. It didn't do very well in the early 90s, but they're going to do a reboot. Jamie Foxx is supposedly going to be the new actor to portray Spawn. Michael J. White is a mixed martial artist. He played Spawn in the original movie. He's a little too old right now. I mean, I would think he's still pretty good. He still keeps in good shape, but I guess they wanted a little bit younger guy. Jamie Foxx is not that younger, but I don't know how they picked him, but that's what they picked him. First appearance, guys, is always a key issue, and a number 1 is always a key issue. So it's Spawn number 1. It's first appearance. This book right here, raw, without being in slab, you could get it for $50 on eBay. You could probably find it a little cheaper at a comic book store if they still have any. You gotta contact your local comic book store and see if you can pick one up. Try to get one near mint as possible. This book, CGC, this one I looked at on eBay just a while ago. I could buy it for like $105, $110, already slabbed, not signed, just the way this is right now. Not that bad. You could buy it that way. At least you know what grade you're gonna get. Once you get it, as Todd McFarlane comes to a comic convention near you, take it over there, break it open, have the CGC witness look at you, get it signed, give it back to them, then you'll have that signature backed up by the company. You can do that the same thing with the CBCS as well, if you want to go that route. This book will go up in the future, guaranteed. Spawn, he's a real likable, lovable character, even though he does all these crazy things in the comics. But he's just a badass. He's really badass. He just hasn't had a good movie yet. But with all this new technology, I'm pretty sure that they're gonna make Spawn 1, 2, and 3. This is gonna be an expensive comic, just not right now, because in the early 90s, guys, they made so many copies of comic books. It can't be worth a lot because they made so many copies. It's not that rare. You could just go on eBay and pick one up. I mean, it's not like, oh, I can't find it. You'll find one because they made so many copies. That was the problem with the 90s. The 90s made so many copies of first appearances They are worth a lot still compared to like a normal comic book because they're first appearances, but not as much as like a 1960 something first appearance because they didn't make that many copies back then. You know, they only made so many, and then they went to the next issue. This one they made a lot. Everybody got a copy. Everybody got like 2 or 3 of them. But as time goes on, you know, they're gonna get more rare. People, you know, they'll lose it, they'll read it, and they'll get damaged. There won't be as many near mint copies. So I would pick a couple of them up and try to get them signed by Todd McFarlane, or at least one, and backed up by a company, and you're gonna have some money put away, you know, in the future for your kid or your grandkid. It's gonna be worth something. But this is the time to do it now, I suggest, because it's cheap right now, and it'll be a good investment in the future. So yeah, I just want you to see my Spawn #1, and you know, what my thoughts are on the investment in the long run. It will be a real big key issue, but in the distant future, not anytime soon. If anything, if the movie super hits, if it hits like right on, like if it's like The Dark Knight, you know, it just hits like it's like the best movie, the best summer movie, or whenever this movie comes out, it will go up, and you're gonna regret not getting it when it was cheaper. I'm lucky I have one. I wish I could get another one. I might get another one. I might get a raw one, but I really want that signature by Todd McFarlane. That's gonna bring this up at least triple the price. I could sell it for like $300 if I had that signature. So it is worth it getting a signature with that yellow label on it. So Todd McFarlane. If you want them to draw a little something on it, pay a little extra to make it a little different, you can do that. It's going to cost you a little bit more change, but you know, it is what it is. Now guys, when y'all get stuff signed, if y'all planning to sign it in the future, don't put anything of a name like to who, you know, whatever your name is, to my name's Mike, so don't put to Mike or something like that. If you're trying to sell it, just get them to draw something on it if you want something to draw, and their name. Don't put to anybody. Don't personalize it, because once you personalize it, it's going to be super hard to sell it, because who's going to want to buy a book with somebody else's name on it? So if you're planning to sell it in a long distance, you know, future wise, just get the person's signature on it, and then if you want like little picture or something, or them sketch a little something on it, you can. Just don't personalize it unless you're going to keep it yourself. If you're going to personalize it, keep it yourself. Don't sell it, because you're not going to get as much money you would get if it wasn't, you know, personalized. So that's my opinion, but you can do whatever you want. It's your comic. But I just want you to see my Spawn #1, and I'm gonna make a couple more videos pretty soon. And have a nice night. Thank you.
Subscribe to Kiishi Comics.
Yep.